Hey everyone, welcome to this deep dive on meditation for beginners. So you want to learn how to meditate right.
That's right.
Well, we have some really cool resources to help you get started. And, a lot of people want to learn how to meditate,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they don't want to get bogged down with a bunch of, like mystical stuff.
Yeah.
So let's unpack this a little.
Yeah, let's unpack it.
You're busy, we're all busy. But
Right.
the sources really highlight how even just a few minutes a day of meditation can have a huge impact on your life. We're talking reduce stress, better focus,
Yeah.
even better sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mentioned having trouble focusing at work,
Yeah.
and research shows that meditation can help you improve your attention span by strengthening those neural pathways in the brain.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is that
Pretty cool.
it is. What's fascinating is that these benefits aren't just like anecdotal, passed down from generation to generation. We're seeing scientific studies that are backing this up. And in fact, there are studies that show that regular meditation can actually reduce the production of cortisol, the stress hormone.
Cortisol.
Yeah.
So less stress equals a happier, calmer you. I'm sold. But how do we actually get started? It all seems a bit mysterious to me.
Well, it's a lot simpler than you might think. Our source gives us 6 clear steps to getting started. The first is find a quiet space. And no, this doesn't have to be like a silent retreat in the Himalayas or anything, just a place where you can relax
Right.
without a lot of distractions.
Like maybe not Times Square at rush hour.
Exactly. And then you're going to want to get comfortable.
Right.
So, sit in a way that feels good for you. Maybe that's on a cushion or in a chair or even on the floor. The key is to keep your back straight but not stiff, so you don't have to contort yourself into a pretzel.
So comfort is key.
Comfort is key, exactly.
I'm comfy, I'm relaxed, but now what do I actually do?
Well, this is where we bring in the timer. And don't worry, you don't have to meditate for hours on end to, reap the benefits. Even just 5 or 10 minutes can really make a difference.
Yeah.
So a timer just helps you to, stay present and not worry about how much time has passed.
I think a timer is a good idea because I would constantly be like checking the clock otherwise.
Exactly.
So timer set now, what? What am I actually doing with my mind for those 5 minutes?
So this is where your breath comes in. Close your eyes and just notice your breath. Feel the air going in and out. And don't try to control it. Just observe it.
Okay.
It's like an anchor for your attention.
Okay, so focusing on my breath, and this is actually already kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, my mind is already starting to wander. I'm thinking about grocery lists and that email I forgot to send, and all that stuff. Is that normal?
Absolutely normal. Everyone experiences this. And this is actually where the 5th step comes in, which is observing your thoughts without judgment. Think of them like clouds passing by. You don't have to engage with them. You just acknowledge them and then gently redirect your attention back to your breath.
So that's a beautiful image, but realistically, how do we prevent those clouds from turning into like a raging thunderstorm in my mind?
That's where the concept of non-attachment comes in. And it's not about ignoring your thoughts, but rather acknowledging them without getting caught up in their stories. So you just observe them without judgment. Let them pass through your awareness like those clouds drifting across the sky.
Got it. So I don't have to wrestle with those thoughts, just let them float on by. This is starting to make sense. I have a feeling, though, this isn't a one and done type of thing, right?
You got it. The magic really happens with consistent practice. Like any skill, the more you meditate, the better you become at navigating those mental currents. And even just a few minutes each day can make a huge difference.
Okay, so consistency is key, makes sense. But what if I'm just starting out and I'm feeling a little lost? Is there something to help make meditation a little easier, at least in the beginning?
Absolutely. That's where guided meditation comes in. It's like having a coach for your mind that can gently guide you through the process.
Ooh, a meditation coach. I like the sound of that. So how does it work?
So think of it as a guided tour through your inner world. You listen to a voice either through an app or online, and they gently guide you through the process. They give you prompts, visualizations to help you relax and focus.
Wait, so it's not just me and my racing thoughts. There's someone actually talking me through it. This sounds much less intimidating.
Exactly. And there are tons of great apps out there to explore. Our source highlights a few, like Headspace Calm and Insight Timer. They all offer a variety of guided meditations for different needs and experience levels.
I've heard of Headspace. I actually tried one of their guided meditations for sleep a while back. It was this soothing voice talking about a cozy cabin in the woods, and I swear I was out like a light before the end.
See? It works. Guided meditations can be a great entry point, especially when you're starting out. They help you to get comfortable with the whole process and discover what resonates with you.
Okay, so guided meditation's a good tool to have in my back pocket. I'm feeling more confident about trying this whole meditation thing. But what about those inevitable roadblocks? What if I get restless or sleepy or just plain frustrated?
Yeah, those are common hurdles, and our source actually gives us some great tips for overcoming them. It's all about being prepared and knowing what to expect. For example, let's say restlessness creeps in. What happens when you get that urge to move?
That's a good question. I'm a bit of a fidgeter myself. Do I try to fight it or just give in and do a little dance?
Well, first remember that it's totally normal to feel restless.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting it, try acknowledging the feeling and then gently bringing your attention back to your breath. You could also try a body scan meditation where you focus on different parts of your body, noticing any sensations.
Speaking of body awareness, that's a great segue into the body scan technique. We can dive into that a little later, but for
Yeah.
now, let's talk about sleepiness. Meditation is supposed to be energizing, right?
It can be, but sometimes that deep relaxation can lead to drowsiness, especially if you're meditating right before bed.
Hmm.
So if you find yourself nodding off, you might want to try meditating at a different time of day or
Mm.
sitting in a more upright position.
I do tend to get sleepy after lunch, so maybe I'll try meditating first thing in the morning instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered restlessness, sleepiness. What about the big one? Wandering thoughts. I mean, my mind is a constant chatterbox.
Ah, yes, the wandering mind. It's the nemesis of every meditator.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's not about stopping your thoughts altogether. That's like trying to stop waves from crashing on the shore.
Right.
It's about learning to observe them without getting swept away.
So when those thoughts inevitably pop up, how do we deal with them?
Think of it like training a puppy. Every time your mind wanders, you gently guide it back to your breath. Don't get frustrated with yourself. It's all part of the process. Remember those thoughts, they're like leaves on a stream just passing by.
Okay, patience is key. No judging my wandering mind. Got it. What if I'm just not able to meditate every day? Life gets in the way sometimes.
Absolutely. Inconsistency is a common challenge.
Yeah.
The key is to try to make meditation a habit, just like brushing your teeth. Find a specific time of day that works for you and stick to it as much as possible.
Like a meditation appointment with myself. I can do that. But realistically, even a few minutes here and there will make a difference, right? I don't have to become a Zen master overnight.
You're absolutely right. Even a few minutes of focused attention can have a positive impact on your day. The important thing is to be kind to yourself and celebrate those small victories.
This is all making so much sense. I'm actually starting to feel excited about giving this a real shot. Meditation, here I come. But before we wrap up, I have one more burning question. What's the point of all this? What am I actually trying to achieve by meditating?
That's a great question, and it leads us to one of the most important aspects of meditation, which is finding your why.
My why? Intrigued. Tell me more.
What do you hope to gain from meditation? Is it better sleep, less stress, increased focus, a deeper sense of peace? Knowing your why can be incredibly motivating and help you stay committed to your practice.
Whoa, that's deep and so true. If I know what I'm aiming for, I'm more likely to stick with it. It's like having a destination in mind when you set out on a journey. It gives you direction.
Exactly. And remember, your why might evolve over time, and that's perfectly fine. The key is to stay curious and open to the transformative power of meditation.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. I'm starting to see meditation in a whole new light. It's not just about sitting still and emptying my mind. It's about cultivating awareness, finding my center, and connecting with my inner peace. But let's be real, I'm still a beginner. Are there any specific tips for newbies like me?
Absolutely. One of those common mistakes beginners make is trying to do too much too soon. They think they have to sit for an hour and achieve complete emptiness of mind.
I can see myself getting discouraged if I set the bar that high. So what's a more realistic approach?
Start small and gradually increase your meditation time. Even 5 minutes a day is a great starting point. Remember, consistency is key. It's better to meditate for 5 minutes every day than for an hour once a week.
5 minutes, I can commit to that. But what if I literally can't quiet my mind for even 5 seconds? What if my thoughts are like a runaway train?
Remember, it's not about stopping your thoughts. It's about learning to observe them without judgment. It's like watching leaves floating down a stream. You don't try to stop them. You just notice them as they pass by.
Okay, the leaves on a stream imagery. I'm digging it. It's about noticing those thoughts without getting swept away by them. But how do we do that?
It boils down to practice and gentle redirection. Every time your mind wanders gently, bring your attention back to your breath or whatever your chosen anchor is. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets.
So it's all about practice patience and not beating myself up when my mind inevitably takes a detour. This is starting to feel more and more doable.
That's the spirit. And remember, meditation is a journey, not a destination. It's about cultivating a mindful awareness that you can carry with you throughout your day.
That's a great point. So it's not just about those few minutes I spend formally meditating, but about bringing that mindful awareness to everything I do.
Precisely. It's about noticing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, being present in the moment, and savoring the little things.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. It's about integrating mindfulness into my entire life, not just compartmentalizing it into a 5-minute session.
You got it. And the beautiful thing is, the more you practice mindfulness, the more it becomes a natural part of who you are. It becomes a way of being rather than just something you do.
This is all making so much sense. I'm actually starting to feel a shift in my perspective already, but I have to admit, I'm still a bit intimidated by the whole process. Is there anything else I can do to make meditation feel less daunting?
One thing that can be really helpful, especially for beginners, is to create a supportive environment for your practice.
Ooh, like a meditation sanctuary. I'm picturing soft lighting, calming scents, maybe a little Buddhist statue.
It doesn't have to be that elaborate, but creating a dedicated space, even if it's just a corner of your bedroom, can help signal to your mind that it's time to relax and focus.
Okay, a little meditation nook. I can totally create that. What else can I do to set the mood?
Think about what helps you feel grounded and relaxed. Maybe it's soft music, a cozy blanket, or a favorite candle. The key is to create an atmosphere that invites you to slow down and turn inward.
I love that. It's like creating a little ritual to prepare myself for meditation. And speaking of rituals, what about those guided meditations we were talking about earlier? Are there any specific ones you recommend?
There are so many great guided meditations out there. It really depends on your individual needs and preferences. But if you're looking for a good place to start, I'd recommend exploring apps like Headspace Calm and Insight Timer.
Oh, those ring a bell. We talked about them before. They offer a variety of guided meditations, right?
Exactly. They cover everything from stress reduction to sleep to focus to self-compassion. And many of them offer free trials so you can try out different styles and find what resonates with you.
Free trials, music to my ears. Okay, so I've got my why. I'm creating my cozy meditation nook, and I'm exploring guided meditation apps. I'm feeling pretty prepared, but I'm sure there are still some unexpected challenges lurking out there. What are some other common roadblocks I should be aware of?
One that often trips people up is the expectation that meditation will always feel blissful and relaxing.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that could set me up for disappointment. So, what's a more realistic expectation?
Some days, your meditation will feel amazing, like you're floating on a cloud. Other days, it'll feel like a struggle, like your mind is a wild monkey swinging from thought to thought. And that's okay. It's all part of the process.
So, it's not about achieving some perfect state of Zen. It's about showing up consistently and embracing the process, even when it's messy.
Exactly. The key is to approach meditation with a spirit of curiosity and self-compassion. Some days will be easier than others, and that's perfectly normal.
This is such a refreshing perspective. I'm starting to see that meditation isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up for myself, even when it's hard.
And remember, the benefits of meditation often accumulate over time. You might not notice a huge difference after one session, but with consistent practice, you'll likely start to see positive changes in your mood, your focus, and your overall well-being.
This is all so encouraging. I'm feeling more and more motivated to make meditation a regular part of my life. But I have to ask, are there any potential downsides to meditation? Is there anything I should be cautious about?
That's a great question. And it's always wise to approach any new practice with a healthy dose of awareness. For most people, meditation is safe and beneficial. However, there are a few things to keep in mind.
Okay, lay it on me. What are the red flags?
If you have a history of trauma or mental health challenges, it's important to talk to your doctor or therapist before starting a meditation practice. Meditation can sometimes bring up difficult emotions, and it's crucial to have the right support system in place.
That makes sense. So meditation isn't a substitute for professional help if you're struggling with deeper issues.
Exactly. It can be a wonderful complement to therapy or other forms of treatment, but it's not a replacement for them.
Got it. So safety first, talk to a professional if you have any concerns. What else should I be aware of?
It's also important to approach meditation with a realistic mindset. It's not a magic cure-all for all of life's problems.
Okay, so no expecting meditation to solve all my problems overnight. No instant enlightenment.
Not quite. But with patience and dedication, meditation can help you cultivate a sense of inner peace, resilience, and clarity that can ripple out into all areas of your life.
That sounds pretty amazing. Inner peace, resilience, clarity, sign me up. But I have to admit, I'm still a bit curious about the history of meditation. Where did it all begin?
Meditation has ancient roots dating back thousands of years. It's been practiced in various forms across diverse cultures and spiritual traditions.
Wow, thousands of years. That's a testament to its enduring power and wisdom.
Absolutely. And while the specific techniques and philosophies may vary at its core, meditation is about cultivating a connection with the present moment and fostering a sense of inner harmony.
So even though there are different styles and approaches, the essence of meditation remains the same. Connecting with the now and finding that inner balance. It's fascinating how something so ancient can still be so relevant today.
It really
Yeah.
is. And that's what's so beautiful about meditation. It's a timeless practice that transcends cultural boundaries and speaks to the universal human longing for peace and connection.
I'm feeling like I've barely scratched the surface of this vast and ancient practice, but I'm definitely intrigued to learn more and explore different techniques. So, speaking of different techniques, let's shift gears and delve into some specific methods that our listener can start experimenting with. Okay, so we talked about the why and like the basic how-tos of getting started with meditation. Now, let's get into some specific techniques that you can actually try. I'm excited to dive in, but I have to admit I'm a little overwhelmed by all the different options out there.
Hmm.
Where do we even begin?
Well, it's understandable to feel a bit lost at first.
Yeah.
There's so many different meditation techniques, but we can focus on a few that are simple but powerful and perfect for beginners.
Perfect. Let's start with the basics. What's the most common technique?
One of the most fundamental and widely practiced techniques is breath awareness meditation. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's focusing your attention on your breath.
We touched on this a little earlier, right? It's like noticing the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the body.
Precisely. It's a very simple but really profound practice that can help calm the mind, reduce stress, and, cultivate a sense of presence. It's a great starting point for anyone new to meditation.
Simple but powerful. I like it. So how do I actually do it? What am I supposed to be doing with my mind while I'm focusing on my breath?
So find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes and gently bring your attention to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest or abdomen, or the sensation of the air passing through your nostrils.
Mm.
And you're not trying to change your breath in any way. Simply observe it.
Okay, so I'm focusing on my breath. What if my mind starts to wander? Which, let's be honest, it probably will.
That's completely natural. The key is to just notice when your mind has wandered and gently guide your attention back to your breath. Don't judge yourself. Don't get frustrated. It's all part of the process.
Got it. It's like a mental bicep curl, strengthening that focus muscle. I like that. What if breath awareness just isn't my thing? Are there other options?
Absolutely. Another popular technique is body scan meditation. This involves systematically bringing your attention to different parts of your body and noticing any sensations that arise.
Body scan like I'm going through airport security. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So, you start by bringing your attention to your toes. Notice any sensations of warmth, tingling, pressure, or tightness. Then you slowly move your attention up your body to your feet, your calves, knees, thighs, and so on, all the way to the top of your head.
So it's like a mindfulness tour of my own body.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be helpful for becoming more aware of physical sensations. But what are the benefits of doing this?
Well, body scan meditation can help to increase your body awareness, reduce tension, promote relaxation. It can also be helpful for managing pain and improving sleep. You're essentially cultivating a deeper connection between your mind and your body.
Okay, sign me up for better sleep. I'm definitely adding this to my list to try. Are there any other techniques I should know about?
Another powerful technique is loving kindness meditation, also known as metta meditation. This involves cultivating feelings of love, compassion, and kindness towards yourself and others.
Living kindness meditation. That sounds warm and fuzzy. I could definitely use some of that in my life. How does it work?
You start by generating feelings of loving kindness towards yourself. You might repeat phrases like, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. Then you gradually extend those feelings outwards to loved ones, friends, acquaintances, strangers, and even difficult people.
Wow. Sending love and kindness to even difficult people. That's next level compassion. I can see how this could be really powerful, not just for myself, but for my relationships with others too.
Exactly. It's a practice in cultivating empathy and understanding, even for those who challenge us.
So we've covered breath awareness, body scan, and loving kindness meditation.
Hmm.
These all sound great, but are there any other techniques you recommend for beginners?
Those are great starting points. And remember, you don't have to limit yourself to just one technique. You can experiment with different ones and see what resonates with you. Meditation is a very personal practice, so it's all about finding what works best for you.
Experimentation is key. What about those guided meditations we were talking about? Are there any specific apps or resources that you recommend?
As we mentioned before, Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer are all great apps that offer a variety of guided meditations for all levels, including beginners. They each have their own unique style and offerings, so I encourage you to, explore and see which one you connect with.
Perfect. I'm definitely going to check those out. So before we wrap up, I have one final question for you. What's the most important piece of advice you can give to someone who's just starting their meditation journey?
Be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Meditation is a practice, and like any skill, it takes time and effort to develop. Don't get discouraged if your mind wanders or if you don't feel immediate results. Just keep showing up, keep practicing, and trust the process.
That's such wise advice. Patience, consistency, and trust. Well, I'm feeling so much more confident and excited to embark on this journey. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and insights with us today.
It's been my pleasure. And remember, the only thing you truly need is your own mind. You have everything you need to cultivate peace, clarity, and well-being within yourself.
Well, on that inspiring note, it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive on meditation. We hope you feel empowered to start your own practice and experience the transformative benefits firsthand. Remember, even a few minutes a day can make a world of difference, so find a quiet spot, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and begin. The journey to a calmer, more mindful you starts now.
Thanks for joining us.